Live from the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Samantha Johnson.
And I'm Barbara Prempe.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Matthew Miles joins us with a look at the Oneonta weather cam.
Thanks, Sammy J. Well, the last couple days we've had a bit of a warm-up in temperatures. I'll let you know how long that's going to last after the break.
Next, we have your campus news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now. Usually do it.
Take it back.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
In campus news, voting for OFES 12 has begun on the SUNY Oneonta campus this past Monday. Students are invited to vote for their favorite act amongst a list of 26 performers suggested by both Oneonta and Hartwick students. An open forum was held on the Oneonta campus to choose such acts, giving students the chance to suggest their favorite performers. The qualifications for the acts to be considered included their ability to perform in the spring concert season, as well as being within the $60,000 budget. Some of the acts that have made it to the final round of voting include We the Kings, Waka Flocka, Jesse McCartney, and more. The complete list of possible acts can be found on Campus Connection for students to vote for their favorites.
With the results of the presidential election receiving the most negative reaction by the public, SUNY Oneonta students held a protest against President-elect Donald Trump on Friday in the IRC Quad. With chants ranging from Not My President to Stronger Together, over 100 students marched and carried signs with slogans as The People United Will Not Be Divided. The protest ran from noon to 3 p.m. Friday afternoon. Junior Kevin Torres organized the protest on a Facebook page inviting students to participate. Numerous students expressed their views on the election, including their rights to discuss how the presidential results will impact them and many other groups. Many feel that this is a way to show that people should stand together not only for what they believe, but also for their rights.
SUNY Oneonta students set off Saturday morning on a trip to New York City. The Arts Department's sponsored trip brought students to several art museums throughout the city, allowing them to explore the artwork and the streets of the city. Sarah Crum, an Oneonta studio art major who attended the trip, said that their day started off at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, where they were able to walk around for several hours, and after allowed free time for the students to wander around the city to other museums or landmarks. Around 40 people attended the trip, and the day of exploring artwork and the city was enjoyed by all.
Thanks, Samantha. We have your local entertainment news when we come back. Stay with us.
We're back with your local entertainment news update with Carrie Ann Boutness.
Thanks, Samantha. This past Sunday, students came out to Alumni Fieldhouse for a 5K Glow Runner Walk. The money raised at the event went to several nonprofit groups, including St. Jude's. Every student registered received a shirt, 2 raffle tickets, and food. Even those who did not participate came and showed their support for the raisers and for the various organizations raising funds for. The event was a huge success. The 5th Annual Global Movement Festival will take place on November 21st at the Hunt Union Ballroom. The event is hosted by several organizations on campus. The first festival took place in 2012 to unite the city of Oneonta and SUNY Oneonta in an effort to raise awareness of global issues and to raise funds for global charities. It has contributed to causes in Sudan, Ghana, Uganda, and Sierra Leone over the year. The event has raised almost $9,000, 40 bags of groceries, and $300 to the local Riverside Elementary School food pantry. On November 20th, Professor Sandra Smith's Event Management in Sports class will be hosting O Madness. O Madness is a 3-versus-3 co-ed basketball tournament that can be played by students of SUNY Oneonta and Hartwick College. No students on either of the college's basketball teams are eligible to compete to keep the competition fair. This fundraiser is open to the public and all proceeds will go to the Oneonta Boys and Girls Club. Get ready! The crosstown rivalry between SUNY Oneonta and Hartwick College continues. This year, the Battle of the Hills will take place on November 29th in Alumni Fieldhouse. The women's and men's basketball teams will battle it out for the win. There will be a halftime entertainment and giveaways throughout this event. And there will also be a banner contest. Spirit banners created by students will be hung up from the indoor track to be voted on. For more information, please contact the Office of Alumni Engagement and don't forget to wear your Oneonta gear.
I think that's a great program to show our school spirit, don't you think?
Yeah. I've never been, but I definitely want to go this year.
Yeah.
I'm a freshman, so I would like to
Yeah,
experience
you
it.
Coming up, we have your local news. Stay tuned to ONN.
Take it back.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
In local news, police have arrested a man for the Crossgates Mall shooting that occurred on Saturday. Tashi Mayweather, age 20, was picked up by police at a car wash on Monday morning after being identified by eyewitnesses who picked him out of a lineup. He is now facing several charges including reckless endangerment and weapons possession. On Monday, he was sent to Albany County Jail without bail. No one was hit in the 2:20 p.m. incident outside of the Apple Store. However, it did send panicked shoppers running and cause a shutdown of the entire mall for the rest of the day on Saturday.
It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas in Midtown Manhattan. The 94-foot Norway spruce, also known as the Eichler tree, that came from the backyard of Angie and Greg Eichler, residents of Oneonta. The tree was cut down Thursday and made its way down to New York City Friday night at the Rockefeller Plaza. The tree is the second tallest in Rockefeller Center history since their tallest tree in 1931. Hundreds of people from surrounding areas gathered, bundled up in jackets and gloves, watched as the tree was being raised up with a crane. The Eichlers were among those onlookers. The tree is set to be lighted up with multicolored LED lights and topped with a Swarovski star. The tree will be featured in the first official debut on November 30th at 7 p.m. on NBC's Christmas and Rockefeller Center.
Looking for a way to give back to a child in need this holiday season? Oneonta's Main Street Baptist Church will be accepting donations to the organization Operation Christmas Child, which is a yearly donation event to collect various items such as toys, school supplies, non-liquid hygiene products, accessories, and crafts. Collections will be accepted until November 21st and will be distributed to children in desperate situations. Boxes usually include one special item for the children to enjoy, such as a doll, shoes, or musical instrument. Participants are allowed to include personal notes to child recipients. To receive a Follow Your Box traveling label to know the destination of your box, you can donate $7 to Operation Christmas Child and receive the label.
On November 8th, Amber Ann Joy of Morris, New York, was arrested by New York State Police in Oneonta for felony of grand larceny in the 4th degree. The 32-year-old was arrested after being investigated for theft of religious items from Holy Cross Roman Catholic Church, located in the village of Morris. Joy stole over $200 worth of religious items from the church, including a white altar cloth, several candles and holders, as well as a bowl. Joy was arraigned in the town of Morris Court, where she remained to Otsego County Jail on $5,000 bail or $10,000 property bond. Her next court date is pending.
2 New York City men were arrested by Delaware County Sheriff's deputies on felony marijuana possession following a traffic stop in the town of Hancock. Deputies observed and subsequently pulled over the vehicle driving on State Highway 17. 20-year-old Messiah J. Ortiz was driving the car when the pair were pulled over. When approaching the vehicle, the deputy noted a marijuana odor from outside the car. After a search of the vehicle and its occupants, deputies seized approximately 1 pound of marijuana and over $2,500 cash. The sheriff's office's K-9 detection unit was called to the scene to identify the odor of the narcotics on the money. Investigators arrested and charged Ortiz and his passenger, Michael A. Lewis, with criminal possession of marijuana in the 3rd degree, a Class E felony. The men plan to travel to Tompkins Cortland Community College in Dryden, New York to sell the drugs. Ortiz and Lewis were arraigned in the town of Delhi Court, where they were remanded to Delaware County Correctional Facility.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Cooperstown, has announced its finalists for the 2017 Ford C. Frick Award, which is presented annually for excellence in baseball broadcasting. The finalists include Gary Cohen, Jacques Duquette, Ken Harrelson, Pat Hughes, Bill King, Mike Kukrow, Ned Martin, and D. Wayne Statz. All candidates except King and Martin are still living. To be considered for the award, you must be an active or retired broadcaster with a minimum of 10 years of continuous major league broadcast service with a ball club, network, or combination of two. More than 200 broadcasters were eligible for Frick Award nomination. The recipient will be announced on December 17th and will be honored during the Hall of Fame Weekends Awards presentation on July 29th. The winner will be decided by an electoral group comprised of 13 living Frick Award recipients and 4 broadcasting historians and columnists.
The Oneonta Business's 4th annual holiday decorating contest is almost underway. Participation in this contest is open to anyone, including clubs and organizations. There is no entry fee for this contest. However, entries must be in the business district of Oneonta. Registration forms and submissions will be due to the Oneonta Business Association by Wednesday, November 30th. Entries will be scored by a panel of judges from outside Otsego County to ensure a fair contest. The first place winner will receive $500. Winners will be announced on December 10th, as well as a short ceremony to celebrate.
I think that's a good thing. We can see how they decorate, how it will look. The Christmas season is approaching
Yeah, I want to
us.
see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
When we come back, Matthew and Alice will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us this week with our meteorologist, Matthew Miles.
Thanks, Sammy J. Well, we've had a bit of a warm stretch. We got 52 degrees as a high today. We have partly cloudy skies from winds from the west at 6 to 9 miles per hour. So pretty calm winds as far as that goes. Usually wind chill plays a part at Oneonta. But we had no precipitation, so we had a very nice day out there for this time of the season. Tonight, though, we're looking at 41 as a low, so not as cold as it's been the couple of times we've seen this season, but there is a chance of showers, 20%, and some light winds. As we move into tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, 54 degrees as a high, sunny, 0% chance of rain, great day to get out. If you don't have anything, go to town, get some pizza, enjoy the weather. Because it's going to get cold real soon. Same wind direction of northwest at 6 to 9 miles per hour. And as we look into tomorrow, high temperatures, we got 54 in Syracuse, 52 in Watertown, up in Saranac, 48. In Albany, Capital District, 55, Binghamton, 56, and Oneonta, 54. As we work our way into tomorrow night, it's going to get a bit colder. 33 degrees, partly cloudy, clear skies at times, still a 0% chance of precipitation. We got those calm winds again, so it's going to be a nice, cool night, good sleeping night. As far as our 5-day outlook goes, we have Friday at 59, Saturday at 60. So we're tending to warm up. This is good, but then we drop back down to 38, 34, and then Tuesday down to 35. So we're going to see a bit of a cool down and a chance of snow on Sunday. So for all those people that are traveling Sunday, Monday, look out for those weather conditions when you're traveling. Stay safe. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. 2016 may be the hottest year on record, according to scientists from the World Meteorological Organization. The New York Times reported that, quote, the Meteorological Organization found that global temperatures from January to September were about 1.8 1.58 degrees Fahrenheit above average for the years from 1961 to 1990, a period the organization uses as a baseline, unquote. The jump in temperatures come after the year began with an El Niño raising water temperatures and raising sea levels. Climate scientists state that this news comes to no surprise to them, as NASA has already estimated that this year would be another year with record heat, the third year in a row, according to the New York Times.
On November 14th, a rare supermoon arrived to the Earth since 1948. The supermoon was the closest and brightest supermoon of 2016. The moon reached its peak of full phase around 8 a.m. Monday morning Eastern Time. The moon rose and set on the U.S. East Coast. According to NASA, supermoons take place when the moon is at its closest point to approach in its orbit around the Earth. November's full moon is called the Beaver Moon due to its arrival at this time of the year. The full moon won't come close again until the year 2034. For those who were unable to see the moon, were able to look at the moon on Facebook.
A large group of raccoons were seen in Central Park walking across the sidewalk. People who saw the raccoons couldn't believe how many there were popping out of the dark brush. Overall, there were 22 raccoons clustered on a path near the southeastern edge of the park where it meets 59th Street in Manhattan. They strolled around while many onlookers tried to pose for selfies with them. Some people fed the animals soft pretzels from a pushcart by hand as the raccoons stood on their hind legs to grab some of their delicious treats. The great number of raccoons at the edge of the pond in Central Park has become somewhat of a tourist attraction. The nocturnal animals begin to walk on the pathway as soon as it gets dark. They look for passerbys with snacks. The practice of feeding them, however, is frowned upon by New York City's Park Department and wildlife experts.
A Canadian flight was forced to evade a drone flying in its path. According to the Ottawa Citizen, quote, 2 crew members were injured Monday after a reporter flight from the Ottawa had to evade what may have been a drone as it began its initial approach to land at Toronto's Billy Bishop Airport, unquote. Porter Airline released an email statement making note that the pilots had initially believed the flying object to be a balloon, but soon realized that it was possibly a drone and were forced to make an emergency diversion. The plane and possible drones were flying at 9,000 feet at the time, leading Roger Williams, president of the Model Aeronautics Association of Canada, to believe that the possible drone may have gone rogue. An investigation is to continue to discover the source of such object.
For decades, Mustafa Lago's family produced snack foods popular in Yemen, including chips and corn curls. But over the summer, a military coalition led by Saudi Arabia sent warplanes over Yemen and bombed Lago's factory. The explosion destroyed it, setting it on fire and trapping workers inside. The attack killed 10 employees and wiped out a business that had employed dozens of families. The Saudi-led coalition has since that incident bombed Yemen for the last 19 months trying to oust rebel groups. Instead of defeating the rebels, they have obliterated Yemen's economy and have destroyed a wide variety of civilian targets.
Thanks, Samantha. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Austin Taterbaum.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Hey? God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Austin, how are Red Dragons doing this fall?
They're doing pretty well. I'm about to find out how they do. But as always, I'll talk about when it comes to sports, so let's get right to it. No, say it ain't so. The Messiah, Big Sexy, the Lord and Savior of the New York Mets, Bartolo Colon, is a Met no longer. Colon has signed with the, wait for it, Mets rival Atlanta Braves. Colon, who is coming off his 19th season, signed with the Braves on Saturday for a one-year, $12.5 million contract. Colon, who was one of the most dominant pitchers for the Mets last season, became a free agent after the season, and the Mets did not express any interest in having him for next season. Bartolo is 43 years old and weighs 285 pounds with a 5'11" frame. He's always had 3 solid seasons with the Mets, with a total of 44 wins. He has a total of 233 wins and the only active player in the MLB who has played with the Montreal Expos. Put that in perspective, the Expos have been in existence since 2004. We wish you the best of luck, Bartolo. You will be missed. Los Angeles Dodgers shortstop Corey Seager and Detroit Tigers Michael Fulmer were named American League and National League Rookie of the Year. A first-round draft pick in the Dodgers in 2012, Seager delivered a promise that he had made him one of the top prospects in baseball. He's also one of the 3 finalists for the National League Most Valuable Player Award. The 22-year-old shortstop batted .308 with 26 homers and 1793 hits, were the second most in the National League, while his 6 points on WAR was the 4th best in the NL. Michael Fulmer, the Detroit Tigers right-hander who emerged as a superstar in the rotation, was named the American League Rookie of the Year on Monday. He received 26 of the 30 place votes to beat out Gary Sanchez, a New York Yankees catcher. Fulmer is only 23-year-old, went 11-7 with a 3.6 ERA to combine forces with staff ace Justin Verlander. He bit out New York Yankees rookie sensation Gary Sanchez, the Dominican native who was just the second player ever to hit 20 home runs in the first 51 career games, and he was named Player of the Week twice in the first month. Sanchez, who's also 23, hit 9 home runs in the 10-game span in August, finishing with 11 for the month. He cooled down in September, belting only 9 homers. His batting average for the month did drop, but Sanchez would wind up healthy overall, average a .299 and a monster on a base slugging percentage of 1.032. Personally, I was rooting for Sanchez, but how could you not pick Mike? In Red Dragons news, for the 3rd consecutive year, the SUNY Oneonta men's soccer team has advanced to the sensational round of the NCAA Division III tournament. A pair of goals by junior defender Kevin Hoff lifted the Red Dragons to a thrilling 2-1 overtime victory against Eastern University. Both of Hoff's goals came off the set pieces, including the game winner with 2 minutes remaining in the second overtime period. Both balls were perfect, stated Hoff. He went on to coach, told me I needed to start scoring goals. So that was one for him. After a scoreless opening half of the play, Hoff got Oneonta on the scoreboard in 49th minute. The goal came off one of the 7 corner kicks that the Red Dragons earned in the second half. Oneonta finished the game with 11 corner kicks in all. Head coach Ian Bryan said, quote, "For 88 minutes, that's the best soccer we played all season. Eastern showed great heart to come back. We showed our character, and well, it feels great to still be alive," unquote. Their next game versus Rutgers Newark on November 19th. The venue is still to be announced. Women's cross country is headed back to the NCAA championships. The SUNY Oneonta women's cross country team earned its way back to the NCAA Division III championships today after finishing second at the Atlantic Region Championship hosted by Rowan University. For the Red Dragons, it was the 2nd straight year that they earned an automatic berth into the NCAA championships that goes to the top regional teams in the regional championships. The trip to Louisville, Kentucky next week will also be the 4th straight year that the Red Dragons have qualified as a team. Last year, Oneonta finished 6th overall at the national championships. The top 7 runners for Oneonta included 6 seniors, 3 of which earned all-region honors. The duo of Deandra Dwyer and Rachel Shine led the Red Dragons with their top 20 finishes overall. They finished 16th and 17th place respectively, which one second of other. Dwyer's time of 21 minutes and 28 seconds set a new school record for the 6K distance, while Shine's time of 21 minutes and 29 seconds put her second on the all-time list. First-year head coach Brent Wilmont said, quote, "I'm excited to see how well this group can go next week. We're running well and as a team right now," unquote. And that's it for your weekly sports update on Oneonta News Now.
Thanks, Austin. Join us again next time for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Barbara Prempe.
And I'm Samantha Johnson. On behalf of everyone here at Oneonta News Now, have a happy and healthy Thanksgiving, everyone.